Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter 9, transport. Okay, student, what is transport? For example, suppose you want to go to Jaipur from Savai Madhopur. So what thing you will use to travel? You can use your car or you can use a bus. You can take a bus also, and you can either use a train as well. So from going from Savai Madhopur to Jaipur, there are lots of means of transport like buses, cars and trains. So that is a mean of transport or a transport that is used to travel, from which we can travel from one place to another. We means our humans. But what about the earlier time, like in early ages? What humans supposed to travel on? Earlier time we don't have any cars and trains and buses, so people from a long time used their own foot only. Okay, so the first form of transport was human foot. Early men only used their own legs to travel from one place to another. If they want to go for hunting, they will go by their foot only. They don't have anything like buses and cars, so they travel from their foot only. Early human used to travel a large distance on foot. But however, people eventually learned to use animals. So after some time, humans learned to use animals from moving from one place to another. Like which animals they use? They use donkey, horses, camels, ox. Also they used for transport. They carry loads on the back of these animals. And roads on earlier time, now we have cemented concrete road. Okay, but what about the earlier time? Earlier time they have no roads, only mud tracks. Okay, you have seen in the villages the kacha road, like that thing was there. Okay, so for roads were nothing but a dirt track, and people traveled in animal through carts or wagons. So we have seen the bullock cart. Have you seen a bullock cart or a horse cart, in which a horse carry a cart with the help of his back? Transporting loads was still cumbersome and expensive. Plus it was limited to amount that animal could carry. So, but animals cannot carry a large amount of weight. Animal can tired, they have to take rest. So still the transportation is very limited in the earlier time. What happened after that? After that we developed a lot of means of transport. Like we have developed the boat in the water. So this is all about the early ages transportation. Human used to travel by their own foot, or they use animals or animal carts. After that, what they are using on water? So the early boat were dug out as canoes. Okay, canoes, and followed by sailing boats. So canoes was the first boat developed by early humans, and the sailor boat were developed after that. And eventually the big wooden ship were developed, okay, to carry a lot of mass, bulk and coal from one place to another. A canoe or a canoes, what is a canoes? Canoes is a very small boat in which one or two people can travel only. Okay, it was the earliest boat. It is a canoe. In singular way it is called a canoe. It is a plural form, canoes. Canoes is a very small boats in which one or two people only can travel. Afterwards there are sailing boats were developed, in which more people can travel easily. Eventually big wooden ship. So there was canoe or canoes, in which one or two people can travel. Then sailing boats were developed, and then big wooden ship. Nowadays metal ship are used. And what are the uses of these ships? They used to carry bulky goods, means heavy goods they used to carry, such as coal, were transported by sea to other parts of the world. So first it was canoe they were used, then the sailing boats were developed, then wooden ship, and nowadays metal ships are used. Now, you have seen this picture? This is a hot air balloon. Children, hot air balloon was first developed in 1783. When? In 1783. And it was first developed in France. So, it is written here. It was in the year 1783 that the first form of air transport, the hot air balloon, was invented in France. So children, in a hot air balloon, you can see that this flame is burning. It turns the air hot around it and it lifts the balloon up. You must learn in science that hot air is lighter than the cold air. That is why the balloon lifted up. So when it was developed? It was developed in 1783 in France, a hot air balloon. Okay, after the invention of hot air balloon, the invention of steam engine was also bring an development in transportation. Children, do you know who invented the steam engine? So the answer of this question is Richard Trevithick invented the steam engine, which is improved by James Watt. You can see the picture of Mr. James Watt who improved it, and it was developed by whom? Richard Trevithick. So Richard Trevithick between 1797 to 1799, and it was improved by James Watt. So the steam engine was invented by Richard Trevithick, and it was done good or maybe improved by James Watt, and the advent of the railway transport was revolutionized. So after invention of the steam engine, railway was also introduced. वो steam engine से तो पहला रेल इंजन चला था, तो जैसे steam engine बना, railway tracks बने. So first we have learned about that the animal and human transport. Then we learn about the water transport. First we learn about the earlier roadways, waterways. Then it is about the airway, and it is railways. Meanwhile, at sea, transportation was revolutionized by steamship. Now this steam engine is also used in ships, and now they were making big ships to travel from one place to another. Transportation gradually improved in 20th century. Buses, cars became popular. Trams, earlier pulled by horses, were electrified. So do you know, children, what are trams? Trams are, now you can see in Kolkata only. They are used to travel from one place to another in a city, and they are run with the help of electricity. So now meanwhile, a completely new form of transportation began in 1990. Aeroplanes began to carrying passenger between London and Paris. So in 1990, people used to travel from aeroplane. Do you know, children, who developed the first airplane? It was Wright brothers. Wright brothers developed the first airplane. And the Boeing of 747, the first jumbo jet, was introduced in 1970. So this is all about the discoveries of all these things, how the transportation was earlier, how it is slowly developed. So this is the first intro of your chapter, and there are totally 4 means of transport we have all learned till now. First is roadways, second is railways, third is waterways, and 4 is airways. Airways is the fastest means of transport. And what does the fact file is saying? Fact file is saying that Carroll Baines and Gottlieb Daimler made the first cars in 1885 and 1886. The first electric traffic light were invented in USA in 1914 and installed in London in 1926. So, Carl Baines and Gottlieb Daimler, they have developed the first cars in 1885. So one by one we are going to learn about all the four means of transport. Roadways, which is the first one, then railways, then airways and waterways. We will learn about all four means of transport. So children, as we discuss about the roads and roadways, that earlier human used to travel on their foot, and the way which is they are traveling, the path they are used to travel to hunt the animals, that was the earliest road, which are made up of mud. Basically there was not fixed road. But with the invention of automobiles like cars, motorcycles, motorbikes and etc., the roads were also developed. They were now concreted. Concreted means they are made up of concrete, cement, and now we can travel easily from it. It is very smooth and our vehicles can easily travel on it, and it is now connecting the major cities and countries also. So let us read. With the invention of the automobile, there has been improvement in the roads in different parts of the world. Earlier, the roads were narrow. Narrow means small. Earlier, the roads were narrow, rough, dirt tracks made up of mud and stones. That is also called the kacha roads. So the roads were very narrow, very small, and they are very rough. They are not smooth. Your bike will can stumble and fall down. They were dirt tracks made up of mud and stones. They were only made up of mud and stones. But gradually, eventually, slowly, they were replaced by broad, smooth and concreted roads on which heavy vehicles could move. But slowly we have developed the road. We make it broad. We have make it broad. चौड़ा बना दिया हमने. Smooth and concreted means made up of cement. And in these roads, heavy vehicles can easily move. Today, the common road vehicles in most of the countries are car, scooters, buses, trucks, etc. And the roads in urban areas are well developed to allow easy travel. So now most of the roads are very easily developed. You can see in your city also that roads are concreted and they are very broad. Most roads in cities are divided into 2 or 4 lanes. What is this 2 or 4 lanes? So see here children, this one is a kacha road which is basically made up of mud and stone, and this is a pakka road which is now concreted or cemented, and here it is written as highway. So you can see this is a 4-lane road in which vehicle can move very easily. There are 4 tracks, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So vehicles can take turn easily, they can move easily. So that is a 2 or 4 lane road. Most roads in cities are divided into 2 or 4 lanes. This road is divided into 4 lanes. They are major highways. These lanes are meant for fast and slow moving traffic. So why they make these 2 lanes? Because one side they can move slowly and one side they can move fast. Exiting lanes are also provided for vehicles that want to take a turn. And there is a divider in between and there is a gap, so we can take turn also very easily. Now what is a highway? The network of road connecting major cities of the countries are called highway. are also called freeway and expressways. So what are highways? Highways are the major road which are connecting the major cities or countries, okay, and they are also known as freeway and expressway. So later on, up you read chapter up to here, or you can read on afterwards as well, and we will discuss after this in our next class. You have to prepare well for your PTs. Bye bye, take care.